Okay, so in year 2000, the Fondazione Spazju Kreattiv was born to run St James Cavalier. It was the center, the first center for creativity for the Maltese island. The mission statement for the center, or for the Fondazione, was to act as a catalyst for all the forms of expression, for the artist, foreign artists, Maltese artists, to interact and to make art part of the entertainment of the Maltese niche. Then, with the board of the foundation, together with Mr. Chris Gatt, at that time he was the general manager and also acting as the artistic director, the board, together with Chris, they used to prepare the program of events. But I was the logistic person. That is, that I used to take care of the logistic things for the events. I need to make sure that the room is set for the event, all the technical equipment is in place, greeting people, see that ushering people are in place. Also then if we have an event that needs ticketing, we had to see that we implement the booking system. We need to interview people, prepare calls for interviews, and all these stuff. But I think, yes, through the team, the skeleton staff that we were, I believe that we really worked hard, but I think we managed and we succeeded in that part. So definitely the first exhibition, it was for the opening of the center back in September 2000. It was Art in Malta Today. 60 Maltese local artists participated in the exhibition. It was held all around the center, also on the stairs next to the leading to the roof. Each room was utilized. I remember the Jelly Babies room, I mean, we still call it that, huh? The Jelly Babies room. Then there was concerts in the theatre, events going on in the music room. Then there was Knee-High, the Knee-High production. It is a UK company from Cornwall. They came over to Malta in 2001. It was a theatre production. If I'm right, it was A Man with the Enormous Wings. It was an outreach program. The production was held together with the corporation of the Birgu Local Council in Birgu. The production was held over a weekend. It was fantastic. The people of Birgu joined in, Maltese people, the ones, I mean, children. It was fantastic. It was held in the evening, and it was really, really a good production. That was the Knee-High production. Then there was also WOMAD. WOMAD, it was a foreign company also, and they worked a lot with children. It was, I think, in 2009. And then there was, and they had, the WOMAD was a festival that included Tenerife artists, Jamaica artists, Caribbean artists, UK artists, from Italy, from Sicily, from Greece. There were a lot, you know. So we had jazz concerts. I remember also Renzo Spiteri, the percussion concert that we had on the terrace. There was Etnica. Jazz concerts held in the theatre, the Teddy Bear concert, the Children's Club, Saturday Children's Club. We had about 90 to 100 children. So imagine every Saturday morning, you have this crowd of 100 children running around in the center, doing crafts, and it was really, really nice. I mean, then there was also the program, the Fondazione, took part in the President's program. And we had art animators who used to work and to guide and to assist. Then there was also the exhibitions. There was the Bikarwana Dingley, there was the late Alfred Kirkhope, the late Gabriel Caruana, there was Vince Briffa, there was Professor Richard England, He exhibited at the centre. There was also Mrs. Richard England, she exhibited at the centre, it was really good. Patrick Dalli, Patrick Fenech, we had foreign artists. We had artists who came over from the Virginia Centre for Creativity in the Arts, because we had an exchange through Jean Killick and Dr. Joseph Paul Cassar. We had the exchange with the Fondazioni, so Maltese artists used to go for exchange at the Virginia Centre, and artists from the Virginia Centre used to come over to St James. I remember Anne Robb, Mary McDonnell, Elizabeth Cadisti. There were others, in fact, because there were writers, there were artists. Then there was exhibitions also from foreign artists, which were Derek Neese, Wendy Pasmore, although they live in Malta, but they are still foreigners. There were also Steve Blundell. He exhibited, I remember his exhibition was in the Atrium. Yeah, and he did some workshops also with school children, with hospice patients. I remember that he did some workshops. We had foreign artists, and there was the diversity, because foreign artists worked with the Maltese artists. For example, I remember in Idziamet, they used to read, we have the Maltese Island Festival here. We had the Maltese Literature Festival here. And then we had foreign artists, together with the Maltese artists, who set up or who held workshops here. So there's the diversity that foreign artists, they were participating in Maltese workshops. For example, there were Maltese artists who, together with the foreign artists, they held workshops together with children, together with school programs. So we had school children visiting St. James. And I remember also the project that we had with the school children, but they weren't the youngest ones. They were the ones, the secondary ones, Form 1s and Form 3. I think they were up to Form 3 or Form 4. They used to have workshops here every Wednesday. They used to have the tour. They visit Castile. They meet the Prime Minister. They visit the Cabinet Office. They meet the Cabinet Ministers. They have a tour of Castile. They come over to St. James. They used to hold parliament sessions. So they used to vote. So you have two classes, and they used to be the opposition, and there's the leader. They used to elect the leader of the opposition. The other class used to elect the Prime Minister, and then they used to have a conversation like it's in the Parliament. I mean, there were such a lot of events that all the employees who worked within the Fondazioni, surely they gained experiences from it. There was also the President's Project. We worked, the art animators, they worked with inmates of Carradino facility. There were about 30 inmates, the youths, because in fact it was called Yours. And it went on for about 5 to 6 years. We were funded from the President's Project. They exhibited at St. James. I remember that they did held about 3 exhibitions. There was one in the upper galleries, now we call it Space C. Then there was one in the main hall, now it is Space A. And when they were restoring, again, because they restored the facade, when they were renovating the Castile Square, we exhibited on the scaffolding of the work department, the one that it was against the walls of St James Cavalier. And I remember they had about 6 pieces of art that the inmates worked on. And I believe that the exhibition were up for about 3 to 5 months. And it was really, really beautiful. Then we had foreign artists also like Katharina Bonisch. She used to come over from Germany. She came over, I think, about 2 or 3 times. doing workshops with school children. And also the Maltese artists used to collaborate with the workshops. We used to have seasonal workshops, for example, Christmas. So on Sunday, we used to have the family crib session. So there would be a Maltese artist who would come over to St. James. It would be early afternoon, and the child or the children, together with their parents, will build up their crib. They can take it home. They will take it home, and they will use it during the Christmas period. It is their crib. The children together with the parents. Then there used to be carnival. So we used to hold sessions for carnival costumes. Then there was also Easter. There are also the educational programs. Educational programs, they are so intense because we used to work with school children from year one, also kindergarten. They used to come over to workshops, school programs here. I believe so that most of the days in a week we used to be packed. One class or two classes used to come over to the center for the workshops. Then we also worked with students up to Form 3, Form 1 to Form 3. So there is the diversity that you see in the age group, and the workshops that we used to hold for the ones from Form 1 to Form 4. We used to, first they used to have the tour at Castile. They used to visit the Castile. The Prime Minister, he used to meet them, to greet them. Ministers, they used to be there to explain to them their role. Then they used to visit and have a tour around Castile. Then they used to come over back to St James Cavalier. And the workshop used to be, because it's all about politics. But we live with politics. It's needed. Like it or not, we need it. So the thing is, they used to have the workshop in the music room together with their teachers and our art animators. And they used to work it out. The workshop consists of, like, they are debating in Parliament. So there's the Prime Ministers, there's the leader of the opposition, and they will continue discussing. And they really used to enjoy it. Then we had workshops with the Valletta children. The Valletta children, I remember, we used to have them twice weekly, something like that, because they used to have drum sessions. And I believe that it was Andrew Alamango who used to do them with Ethnica. He used to do the sessions with them. They really used to enjoy it. So the thing is, we did outreach programs, you know, also. There was the summer club. There was the Saturday Children's Club. We have about 90 to 100 children. They used to come over every Saturday here. They used to have workshops. We had animators. They really used to enjoy having the kids around. Then with the props and with the items they used to work on, they used to set up an exhibition. Their parents will be invited. For the kids to, there was the ceremony giving out certificates because they attended the workshops. So imagine a 3-year-old receiving a certificate because they attended the workshop. Then we used to have the teddy bear concerts. The teddy bear concerts, they were held in the theatre, most of them, but they were from 1 year older. So parents would used to join in. The theatre used to be packed. It was really, really beautiful. Then there was also the music niche. We used to hold concerts at St Catherine's Church. Those were by donation. So also, if you can't pay, or if you decide just to turn up and you come in, you're more than welcome. There's no need to pay at the door. We're here, St James Cavalier is here to help and to be the catalyst for everyone who wants to entertain himself by making use of entering in a music hall, going to a performance. so attending a workshop, it was open for everyone. We worked with persons with disability. Opening doors started from here. I remember that we were in the office, we were all discussing that we should work on something that it is free of charge, that whoever wants to join in, the parents who would like a place for their children with various disability to have somewhere to go to feel useful, they can attend St James Cavalier. And in fact, opening doors is still going on. I believe it's been on since 2002. I believe so, because it was set up during that time. In fact, they also had festivals. We had exchanges with other countries. I remember that they used to go abroad with their assistants who used to take care of them, and they used to go for festivals. Foreigners with disability, they used to come over to St James Cavalier and hold events at the centre. I remember they held theatre performances here. With regards to music sessions, we also had an opportunity to work with various ministries, the Philharmonic Orchestra, and we used to hold concerts, intimate sessions they were. We held concerts at Castell, at the auberges in Valletta, Auberge d'Italie, Auberge di Ragon, Ferreria, Palazzo Ferreria, Castellania, at Girgenti, together with the Philharmonic Orchestra and the Prime Minister. So yes, we went out of St James also. And these concerts, most of them were free of charge. So for example, the Girgenti concert is free of charge. So whoever would like to join, to attend concerts, to be part of the culture and entertainment, St James Cavalier is there for them. The building is it is accessible. It is close to Castle Square, it's close to the bus terminus, it's in the entrance of Valletta, there's Parliament. So tourists come over, visit Parliament, they see this building. They will look and see that it is a fortification. It's 500 years old, So with all these things, with all the building, then when you see, okay, I'm the operations manager in this building and events going on, how are you going to manage all the tasks that you have to do? Yes, because it is a challenge, but you'll be ready for it, because if you like the place, you enjoy working, you will do it with the help of all the team, because no one can do anything all by himself. But the first time I came here, it was still during the refurbishment. So we had a date that it had to be ready. So, you need to make sure that all the things are in place for the opening. Me and Chris got running around in the centre to make sure that all is in place. Then everybody thinks everything is in place, but no one will see it. The outsiders, they won't notice. Then there's the events. The events, you need to make sure that all the props are in place, technical equipment is in place, the room is clean, the people ushering, the guests are in place, top table is in place, the guests are happy with whatever they ask. You have everything provided, that the customer is satisfied with making use of the centre, so you know that there will be coming next time. Then there's how you're going to get people on board. We were so skeleton staff. You need to discuss with the ministry, to discuss with the team you had on board, to discuss and to prepare the job descriptions, to prepare the call of applications, to set the interviews, the induction courses, select the people. You need to teach them, to give them during the induction course how here, because not everybody knows the role. It was the first Centre for Creativity. So the thing is, they used to get used that in one place you have a cinema, you have exhibition halls, you have a music hall, you have conference halls, you have the theatre, you have open spaces, there's the terrace. There's a lot of things that it's difficult for them, for a person who is new in culture, although we used to work a lot with university students who were enrolled in theatre studies. Why? Because that will help. For example, they will understand what a theatre performance is. They will understand what screenings are and also what concerts are. In fact, there were quite of music students who used to perform, and we used to open it to the public, their final concert for their credit. They used to hold it in the music room at the centre, you know? So there's so much that an operations manager needs to amalgamate. The thing is, it's true. There's the artistic director, there's the program coordinators, there's the technical team. But then I think that the operations manager, together with the team, needs to amalgamate all together and see that the place is clean, that everything is in place and in time for the event. So I believe that whoever makes use of the spaces at the centre is satisfied, and for sure they will come back, so that we'll be here to serve them and to help them to hold on and put up their event. No matter how many events you plan, there's always something new to implement in each event. And nowadays, with the technology always changing, so it is automatically that you need to change, you need to learn, you need to implement new things in all the events that you plan to hold in the centre. The plan for the week and for the day is always there, but there's a big capital but. Mishaps just occur at the last minute. When the event is going to start, perhaps the laptop won't connect to the InFocus. But then, because you know, through the experience, you know who is the person to call or how you're going to manage to sort it out. And with the professional team that is on board within the Fondazioni, we always manage to go ahead. We always manage to sort the mishap that occurs at the last minute, and all the events that were held. All right, let's say, for example, all right, we won't say 100% of the events, but I believe that yes, most of the events turned out successful. That we're a team, we're like a family. I mean, for me, St James, coming to St James Cavalier, it's not coming to work or coming to the office. It's my second house. It is a home also. Why? Because you meet your family. It's my second family, or I can say it's my first family, because I've spent most of my daily time at St James Cavalier, at the centre, discussing with my colleagues. I mean, setting meetings, discussing events, see that all the events were prepared for them, setting up exhibitions. I mean, there's a lot of things that, yes, I'm happy that I managed. It was a challenge at the beginning, I mean, because we were really skeleton staff, but during the past 20 years, the team that was always on board, I believe that all of them were professional. We worked as a team, as a family, we discussed, we came to conclusions, and yes, I believe that it is a place that whoever engage himself or herself at the Fondazioni, to work within the Fondazioni, they'll find it difficult to leave. the first day in a new office, it's stressful. I mean, you don't know what you're going to find, although perhaps you already met your colleagues, some of them, not all of them. And I was lucky that I met Mr. Chris Gadd before I came to St James Cavalier. So he wasn't really someone new for me. Then I believe that when there's somebody new, a new colleague on board, it's the first time you meet them. It's the first impression that makes them welcome on board, how you act. If you treat them as part of your family, but you show them that on their first day at the office, they are welcome, they are part of the family. You show them, you act, I mean, not only show them, but they must believe, they have to believe in it. And you have to be part of it. You make them feel comfortable, you know, and you tell them that you're looking forward to continue working or to start working with them on the events that are at St James Cavalier, and that you'll be holding meetings with them and do these types of discussions with them. And yes, I think if you treat someone, a new employee, as you would like to be treated, then that's the positive thing, and that's how you succeed. So I believe that with the professional work and the professional team, within the Fondazione in the last 20 years, the team that there is, although people change, but the change is always needed. And as we said, I mean, technology changes. So yes, St. James, the strategy will be changed, and it needs to change. And the vision needs to change also. So I believe that with the good team there is on board, but all of them have to have the same agenda, I believe that the centre will continue to flourish like it did in the last 20 years. And I wish every success to everyone. And yes, let's work hard, let's continue working, let's give our utmost as a team, as a family, to make this place more public and more open and free for people to come in, not as it was before 500 years ago. It was the fortress to keep people out. Now, after 20 years, more than before, it's a place that you can come in over with free events also. You can come around in the centre, going around exhibitions, and also some of the events that are held in the centre are free of charge. And everybody needs to know that it is open for all people. I honestly believe that with the professional team that is on board within the Fondazione Spazju Kreattiv, together with the artistic director and all the team that is on board, the program will continue to flourish how it did in the past 20 years, setting up exhibitions, concerts, all the various events that people can come over to entertain themselves. Thank you.